All right, it's July 5th, 2020, and before we do the garden tour, a update on the compost pile. I keep that wooden contraption on top of the compost because it slows down the raccoons. They can still push it off sometimes, but it just generally keeps the creatures from getting in there too much. Maybe frustrates everybody except the raccoons. But we've gotten the CSA, the Community Supported Agriculture, a load coming in, which is producing tremendous amounts of cut waste. And then I also threw some potatoes in here that had not been used from last year. And it's cooking. And when you really get a nice, disgusting compost pile, stuff like this comes out of it. And I don't know if you can see it, but it's moving around a little bit. And that's because there's like a billion little bugs in there doing disgusting little bug things. So, you know, compost, baby. July 5th. Yesterday was July 4th, and fireworks across America. Very cool. So this group of the German hardy garlic continue not to die and continue to be green, and gonna let them grow. And the chestnut red garlic is browning up, as you can see. And I noticed something curious while I was out there. The average number of leaves on a chestnut turns out to be 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Turns out it's very consistent number of leaves, and the bottom 2 seem to be going for most of these plants, but they still got 5 in the game. So I'm leaving them, see how long they'll go and make me bigger garlic bulbs. But something has happened to the Alisa Craig onions in the past week. Look at the base of the onion. They are turning into onions. I thought, something had to be happening. Something was definitely happening. Alyssa's got a bun in the oven. So the Alisa Craig onions just this week, have started to do oniony things. And Pam even eyeballed them and said she wanted to harvest a few now, which might happen. But I'm going to defend them a little longer because they're just so new. But so the Alisa Craigs really flipped over, a bunch of them did, into onion production, which is awesome. So I guess we are going to get an onion crop. And a few more Alisa Craigs over here, also eliciting the Alisa Craig behavior. But like that dude right there is a Patterson Storage Onion, and it's got a base. And even the Pattersons are going. Look at that. It's fabulous. So onions. And I'm very happy. So I weeded the onions today and weeded the garlic. Pam's been doing a good job weeding the big tomatoes right here. And they grew some more, so they're up to the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6th wire, over the 6th wire. And these are the Sun Golds, the little cherry tomatoes, which we are going to have, I think, a bunch of. And you can see how these things, they grow quick and they want to take over every bit of real estate. They're leading into the aisle, and the doc's got to get in here and tie a few of these puppies off and bring them back into the frame. But when you stand in the driveway, there really isn't much sunlight hitting the ground. These tomatoes are grabbing every photon that goes by. So these are the Sun Golds, which are going to be prolific. They've got a lot of flowers. There are several, you can start to see here, several of the little tomato tubers are starting up here. We're going to have Sun Golds. They're some of the lower branches where they started earlier. We can see that. I don't know if we can see that. But those are cool. So the Sun Golds, and these are the ones, from seed, and they're as big as the other ones that came from the nursery. Now our Wisconsins are not nearly as tall and not nearly as developed, but there were a couple little tomatoes here and there. I don't know if we can see this one right in there, but we might get a Wisconsin 55 tomato. That would thrill me beyond words. So out of the 6 plants here. And remember little Wisco, the tiny one? Turns out it's as big as any of the other ones. It's up over the third wire, headed to probably at the fourth wire, which is as tall as any of them. So our little Wisco is made up for lost time. So the Sun Gold cherries are good. The Sweet 100s, you can see we've got little cherry bombs going on the 2 Sweet 100s. They're like all over the place, so this is going to be cool. And the ones that, you know, Tim, wish I would have planted these before, are the early girls, because early girls have tomatoes of size that give me some confidence that I'm going to be eating tomatoes in August as opposed to September. So I'm pretty happy about the early girls. Several clusters of tomatoes going here. The Jet Stars also, I don't know if we can get in there and see, so there are tomatoes inside the Jet Stars. We see that, there we go, Jet Star tomatoes, cool. The Supersonics also have got real tomatoes going. We can see, which is fab. So the Supersonics are rocking, and the Romas haven't really gotten huge, though you can't see that classic Roma elongated shape on that tomato there that we featured last week. So had to do a big weeding job on the Defiance. They were completely out of control on the weeds. Oh, by the way, just, you know, your Heinz yellow bottle on the stake, so you don't maybe visually miss them and trip over and kill yourself. So a couple of safety things for us there. But even our Defiance, right, which looked so weak and pathetic, have been in here slugging it out with the weeds, and we're going to get Defiant tomatoes too. And we got flowers. I don't see any tomatoes yet, but these are so much more robust than they were. Butternuts, 4 of them are making it. Over here, the one back here needs to find its legs, but it refuses to die, the 6th. And you can see the Zooks. We got a little zucchini action. We're going to be eating zucchini in the next week or two here for sure. They got all over the place. Little zucchini bombs coming up. You can see that one. Is that a zucchini, or you're glad to see me? Happy days for the garden. The onions are turning. The garlic, probably a few more weeks before that gets harvested. Oh, and I forgot the peas. We will be having more peas. Look at all these peas. And I was like sad about the peas, and we've got peas. Though Pam's a little bit disappointed in this climbing green bean. Not much action there, but I said that about the peas, so we'll give it time. July 5th, 2020.